Everyone in your whole life, before you knew them, they were a stranger, right? And this is my approach that really changed my mind about going out and meeting new people. It's just that everyone is a stranger before they become a friend and before they inevitably are someone that you love very much. Networking feels really exhausting. I didn't really like the concept of networking because it always felt transactional. It wasn't networking in the sense of we're building a mutually beneficial mycelium network, connecting all of us to one another and all of our shared resources. That wasn't the energy that I felt at various networking events or get togethers of that sort of thing. And so the perspective shifts that changed putting myself out there and meeting new people, making it worth it for me was thinking about it as an opportunity to make a new friend versus making a closing a sale or expanding your business empire, not being afraid to think when you go into a room like that where you're a little bit uncomfortable to say, oh, well, this person could be my friend and that person could be my friend. It lowers the stakes a little bit. And even if you find that you're not connecting with anyone, that gives you a signal of whether or not it's a supportive place for you to be. Get really curious about what it is that they're saying to you and focus more on listening intently to what it is that they have to say versus getting in your own head about what it is you're going to say and how that's going to sound and how that's going to be delivered. Instead, listen to this person, see them for who they are, see them in this place, and hear them and respond based on what feels natural. We're human. There's going to be times where someone says something and you didn't quite catch it, or you got in your own head and you say some sort of like awkward transitional phrase, or you stumble over your words, or you take a little bit of time to come up with a response. And that gap, in addition to all of those things, response wise, are totally natural and normal. I know with social media, there's an instant flow of things. Conversation should be moving, it should be engaging. Sometimes it's good to just chew on something with someone else and just continue to be curious about what it is they're trying to communicate to you. And when you are networking with an intention of looking to drive some sort of outcome, so maybe let's say you're looking for a new job, when you're in physical spaces with other people, it can be a little tricky to go into a space with that intention and not feel like you're going to be shouting from the rooftops or feeling like you're leaning into sales too hard. When you have a clear intention, when you have an ask, or even if you don't have a clear intention, you know something you like and you're interested in, and you're open to possibilities. When you're in rooms where you're meeting new people, find some natural way to introduce that about yourself. Hi, how are you? Where do you live? What do you do for work? And then it just kind of goes into this boring conversation. So you can follow that same script. And oftentimes, actually, people will feel more comfortable with that initially. But I invite you to see if you can spice it up a little bit by rather than asking what someone does, instead ask what are they excited about? What's a big achievement they're proud of recently? Where was the last place that they traveled to? You can ask them questions that you would be genuinely interested to know, having met someone. Be authentic. That doesn't make sense until you know deeply who you are. And until you know deeply who you are, being authentic is doing something. It's a performance of what maybe some other person would perceive as authentic. And instead, being authentic is stripping down all of the extra mask layers of intention or outcome, and instead just showing the world in the room who you are at your core. And when you remove all of those layers, it goes back to what your presence is. Are you sharing this kind of friendly presence that you're genuinely curious, you want to get to know this person? Everyone is a stranger before they are your friend, and that really helps you to see, oh, well, and that's possible. There's one person in this room that I took my time out of to come to that could be someone I could connect with and we would both have a mutual benefit from. That's really exciting. Even if it's a room of 1,000 people and you have one person that you connect with, one person that you connect with, wouldn't it be worth it to show up one person who could be that life-changing best friend for you, one person who could end up being that life-changing partner for you, someone who thinks of you and opens a door at some point, and all it took was just simply the moments of trying to get to know them for who they are and seeing them for who they are and not rushing it. Don't rush these conversations. So slow down. Slow way down. You're not in a rush. There are very few things in life that we have to rush, that we have to treat like an emergency, an actual real emergency. And so enjoy the time connecting with that other person and recognize what a gift it is. Recognize the gifts that it is to just connect with someone else. Even if it's not a, right away instant chemistry, just an opportunity to talk to another human and see a different perspective. And especially if it's one that you don't agree with, allowing yourself to slow down and track where all of that's landing for you. That's a really amazing place to be, is when you finally realize that you can slow down. That's really where the healing starts. Today is the end of day 6. I'm glad to be here with you. Thanks again. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Take care. See you tomorrow for day 7.